Hey everyone, back again for yet another deck profile video today. Today it's an update video of my Lost World Dinosaurs. I still like playing the pure dinos, just because it's still really fun. It's still pretty competitive. So if you're lucky enough to find like 3 structure decks of Dino Smasher's Fury, definitely pick them up. I highly recommend this deck. But yeah, I picked up Dinosaurs kind of late, just because, well, only because like my money's been pretty tight when this first came out, so I couldn't really pick them up when I could, but now that I managed to complete the deck, like, I'm pretty happy with its results, and yeah, I just have a lot of fun playing with this deck in general. Still pretty, well in the mid-tier range, so I definitely, would play this, like, in tournaments from time to time. Anyway, let's get right to it. So starting off, we have 3 Ultimate Conductor Tyrannos. Was originally playing it at 2, but now that the format's changed, I was able to come up with some new combos, so yeah, I definitely like to play this guy at 3 now instead of just 2. But best boss monster in the game, in my opinion. What he does is that you can, during either player's main phase, you get to pop one dinosaur or one monster in general from your hand or in the field, and you basically Book of Eclipse all your opponent's monsters. And also to summon him, you can banish 2 dinosaurs from your graveyard and special summon this card from your hand. So he's really excellent. So I can see like why he's really popular and why a lot of people play this guy. So yeah, amazing card. Next up we got 2 Overtix Quatless. Amazing card. This was first introduced in, I believe it's Extreme Forces. Yeah. I think this guy is what made dinosaurs a little bit more unfair now than they were before. But if this guy is sent to the graveyard, you get to add 1 Evolution Pill card from your deck to your hand. So you can literally search out double Evolution Pill, and you could pitch it through the effect of Soul Eating Oviraptor. And yeah, it's just really good. And plus, you can also special summon him by shuffling back 5 banished dinosaurs from your banished zone back to your deck, and then special summon him. And plus, once per turn, you get to negate any spell or trap your opponent activates by destroying 1 monster on your side of the field or in your hand. And I believe it specifies as a, let's see here. Oh, okay, so you do have to destroy 1 dinosaur to meet that requirement. But yeah, overall, still a great card. I love Overtix Squatless, so definitely play him at 2. Moving on, we have Triple Soul Eating Oviraptor. So happy this guy never got hit in the ban list, only because, I mean, he is really good. He searches out pretty much everything. He searches out your Quatless. He can also dump monsters from your deck to the grave once he's summoned, and once per turn, you can destroy 1 dinosaur on the field, doesn't matter whose it is. You can destroy it and special summon 1 level 4 or lower dinosaur from your graveyard. Of course, this guy has a hard once per turn, so if you summon another one like on the same turn, you can't stack up the effect. It's like literally a hard once per turn. But yeah, amazing card. Definitely play it at 3. Next up, we got 3 Baby Ceratosaurus. Sometimes I like to bump it down to 2, but it's just out of personal preference, honestly. But I like it because, like if he's destroyed by a card effect and it's not once per turn, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower dinosaur from your deck. So it's a good way to like bring out like some of your other dinosaurs like Giant Rex, Tyranno Infinity, Miscellaneousaurus, another Oviraptor, Sabersaurus, because I do play like a little bit of the normal engine in this. But yeah, it's like he's really good. And then of course we also have the pterodactyl counterpart, Petite Pteranodon. Basically it does the same thing, only it can special summon a level 4 or higher dinosaur, but it cannot attack on the turn it's summoned. So, but when going first, it's a good way just to get rid of it. That way, you never have to worry about it again later. Because like dinosaurs prefer to go second, like that's just usually how they function. But yeah, but if you're stuck going first, try to get rid of the Petite Pteranodon. That way you can you can at least reserve your baby Ceras later on. All right, next up we run 2 of these, 2 Sabersaurs. I was running 3, but I decided to bump it down to just 2, just because. Even at 2, I can still run plenty of link plays with it. It helps me bring out my link spiders, and then if I combo everything correctly, I can definitely bring out like my first turn Decode Talker, and if I'm lucky, I may even be able to get Trigate Wizard or even a Firewall Dragon on the same turn. But yeah, just 2 now. Like I don't really like to play it at 3 anymore, because only because I also bumped down my Painful Decision down to 1, but I'll get to that in just a moment. For the singles, we have 1 Tyranno Infinity. Gets 1,000 attack points for every banished dinosaur that's out there. 1 Giant Rex, which gains 200 attack points for every banished dinosaur, but It cannot attack directly, and if this card gets banished, you can special summon him. Miscellaneous Source, which also functions as a hand trip, so like during either player's turn you can discard him, and then your opponent cannot touch your dinosaur monsters during the main phases of the turn. So amazing card, and plus you can banish this card and any other number of dinosaur monsters from your graveyard and special summon a dinosaur from your deck equal to the level of the dinosaurs you banish. So basically, if you banish him plus 3 dinosaurs, you can special summon a level 4 dinosaur from your deck. Next up, we got Jarek Alo. Of course, it's pretty standard just because it's a tuner, and plus it helps me bring out Trishula quite easily. Because it is possible to bring Trishula out in this deck, so I definitely recommend playing Jarek Alo. Alright, now the engine I chose to run this time around, I decided to run the kaiju engine with this, just because it really helps this deck out a lot, especially dealing with Sky Striker Aces. Even the Nightmare engine tends to be a bit of a problem, so I definitely like to run the kaijus. I run 2 Gandarla. I would have run a Kamungus if I had one, but for now, just the 2 Gandarla, and of course the 1 Dargaron. Dargaron is really great because he's searchable as well, since he is a dinosaur type. And also, like, he's going to be one of your better kaijus for this, so I definitely like to play him. But yeah, even Gamma Seal, if I had a Gamma Seal, I would have run 1 Gamma Seal, 1 Gandarla, and 1 Dargaron. That's how I would have run it, but this is all I got, so gotta work with what you got, right? And of course, for hand traps, 2 Ash Blossoms. Just because, like, this deck kind of burns itself out pretty quickly, and you're going to be able to draw it into almost everything you need. So, just 2 is enough. Alright, moving on to spells and traps, we have triple Lost Worlds. One of the best field spells in my opinion. All monsters on the field except dinosaurs lose 500 attack and defense points. And if a dinosaur monster gets normal or special summon, you give your opponent a Jarek token, which is this. And also, while your opponent has a token, he cannot target any monsters on the field, including his own, except the tokens. And it's good because you can target your opponent's tokens with Oviraptor's effect, save them by destroying a dinosaur from your deck instead. That way you can like special summon more of your level 4 dinosaurs easier with Baby Sarah and Petite Pteranodon. Moving on, we also have triple terraforming, because you do want to get Lost World out on the field as quickly as possible. So I definitely recommend playing 3 of these. So you're basically expanding your field spell. Triple Fossil Dig, pretty broken just because you could search out any level 6 or lower dinosaur from your deck to your hand. So generally this is another form of terraforming, but instead of a field spell, you add a monster. I decided to bump this up to 3 now. Triple Double Evolution Pill. I know my deck is mostly just pure dinosaurs, but the reason I run it at 3 is because, again, you do a lot of link plays with this deck. Like, I mean a lot. Like, because the fact that you're also running normal dinosaurs like Sabersaurus, you can bring out Link Spider really quickly, and plus it helps boost your materials of what you need to activate Double Evolution Pill. So that's why it's better to open up, like sometimes like if you don't open up with a Oviraptor, but you open up with a Miscellaneous Source, sometimes it's better just to like try to get a Quatless or if you open up with a Double Evolution Pill, try to get one of your boss monsters out as quickly as possible. So that's why I think 3 is now the better number instead of just 2. We run 2 Cosmic Cyclones, just because like it helps me deal with like problematic spells and traps, even field spells like Trickstar. Light Stage is still a good card. Like I definitely want to get rid of that. So yeah, Cosmic Cyclone, definitely a good 2-of. So I definitely just play that and just adjust that. 1 Painful Decision, just because like in case if I don't open up with one of my sabers, I want to be able to search out one by sending one to the graveyard. So that way, if I bring back the original Sabersaurus, I can special summon another one once I bring out Link Spider and so on. That way I can boost my Link plays and keep going, you know, just get a little extra synergy to my deck. We got 2 Board Wipes, 1 Dark Hole, and 1 Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. Real excellent, especially like if you open up with a baby, which normally you don't really want to, or Petite Pteranodon. What you can do is like normal summon one of them, play one of these cards if you open up with it, blow up the whole field, and then bring out, like, especially with Kaiju Slumber, you can also bring out like your Doggeron and give your opponent the Moth. And of course you can special summon one of your level 4 or below dinosaurs. Like I would normally just go for Soul Eating Oviraptor at that point, that way I can start getting my plays going even further. And then yeah, you can definitely get a lot of a lot of plays done that way, and yeah, it's just really great. And finally, we got One Solemn Morning, which I'm thinking about just going with a torrential tribute. Let me know in the comments of what y'all think, just because that way I have an additional board wipe, just in case, you know. But yeah, that's it for the update video. I hope... Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry. Scratch that. Only because I totally forgot that I had an extra deck. My bad. So anyway, moving on. We have 2 Evolzar Lagia. This guy is basically your Solemn Judgment. He can negate summons and any spell or traps. And then we also have Dolka, which negates monster effects. But Lagia requires you to detach 2 materials, while Dolka requires you to detach 1, and it's not once per turn with Dolka, so that's why he's really good. And of course, we also have Baguska, only because he's skill drained for like a couple of turns. For Synchros, we have 1 Black Rose Dragon. Yes, it is summonable through this deck, especially because we also have Ash Blossom. We can use it as a tuner. We also have Trishula. Just because it's Trishula, you know, you can banish 1 card in your opponent's hand, field, and graveyard, and it does not target, so that's why it's just so good. And then as for the Link monsters, we run 2 Link Spider. Just because, like, in case if, like, if I'm able to, I can definitely bring out 2 and then boost my, and the fact that it's an effect monster, I could definitely use it for, like, Underclock Taker, which, by the way, is next. Underclock Taker. Proxy Dragon. Sorry, let me just move the cards a little bit more this way. Binary Sorceress. This card's actually pretty good, just because of what it can actually do. Here, let me focus it up real quick. Okay, so anyway, if it's co-linked to 1 monster, when this card does battles your opponent's monster, inflict damage to them, you gain life points. So, and once per turn, quick effect, you can target up to 2 card face-up monsters you control. Till the end of the phase, half the attack of 1 monster. And then if you do, you get to add that lost attack to any other monster you choose. So Binary Sorceress is good, but it has to be co-linked to activate those effects. I don't know what's up with my lens. Anyway, moving on, we also have Decode Talker. Pretty standard. Decided to add this in. Topologic Trisbana. Just because, like, if a monster is special summoned to this card's link points, you get to banish that card and banish as many spells and traps on the field and inflict 500 attack points... 500 points of damage to your opponent for each card that was banished, so it's really not that bad, and it doesn't really hurt this deck too much, so that's why it's really good. We also have Trigate Wizard. By now everyone should already know what this does. And of course, one of my personal favorites, Firewall Dragon. Everyone needs a Firewall Dragon, but I picked these up. I would pick up a Firewall Dragon like wherever you can find it cheap, because the card's still going up in price, so I definitely recommend getting a Firewall as quickly as possible. Alright, now that's everything for this video, so hopefully I'll catch you guys on the next one. And sorry for that little hiccup, because like I totally forgot about the extra deck. Anyway, see y'all later.